One story, 5 minutes, and a fact almost nobody knows. This is Facts in 5. Death Valley, California, home to the highest air temperature ever recorded. And on one remote dry lake bed, the stones are moving. Behind each one stretches a long, curving trail carved into the cracked mud, some over 200 meters long. Some weigh as much as 4 grown adults, yet they cross the desert floor with no footprints and no one pushing. Nobody could explain how. No footprints, no tire tracks, no verified witnesses, just trails between visits and a mystery that refused to perform on command. The first scientific report appeared in 1948 from a dry lake bed with a fitting name, Racetrack Playa. Some trails ran straight, others curved. 2 could run side by side. Then one trail would suddenly turn away. The stones could sit still for years, even decades. When they moved, it was in rare winter conditions and almost never with anyone there. The theories poured in. Magnetic fields, freak winds, pranksters with trucks, and of course, aliens. Wind seemed obvious, but calculations suggested wind alone might need well over 100 kilometers per hour to move some stones. In the 1970s, researchers tagged 30 stones and gave them names. Karen was the largest, 320 kilograms. Researchers returned for 7 years. 28 of 30 stones moved, yet the team never caught a single one in motion. Karen never moved during the study. Then she vanished. In 1996, geologist Paula Messina rediscovered her, 800 meters away. Every survey found only the aftermath. Every stakeout missed the moment. The stones seemed to know when science was watching. In 2011, researcher Ralph Lorenz predicted what came next might be the most boring experiment ever. Equip stones with GPS. And wait, cousins Richard and James Norris joined a team that installed a weather station and 15 custom-built GPS stones across the playa. Late in 2013, an unusual storm dropped rain and snow over the playa, creating a shallow pond. Night after night, its surface froze. Just before noon on December 21, the cousins stood overlooking the playa. Then the frozen pond began popping and cracking. Sunlight was breaking the ice into enormous floating panels, tens of meters across but only a few millimeters thick. Quick pause. We open one of these files every single day, in 5 minutes flat. Subscribe so tomorrow's is waiting for you. Now, back to the mystery. And then it happened. For the first time, scientists directly watched and documented the stones of Racetrack Playa sailing. The wind pushed the floating ice sheets. The ice sheets pushed the stones, and the wet mud beneath them became a perfect slide. More than 60 stones moved in the largest event. Over that winter, one GPS stone logged 224 meters in separate bursts. The strangest part? The movement was almost invisible, only a few meters per minute, partly hidden beneath ice and muddy water. No hurricanes needed, just an absurdly precise recipe. Enough water for a pond, a freezing night, midday sun, and a steady breeze. That's why it escaped observation for so long. The playa can sit motionless for a decade, while each movement lasts only minutes. Decades of magnetic fields, freak winds, and aliens. And the answer was ice, in a desert famous for extreme heat. The discovery was published in 2014. A 5-person team, armed with cameras, weather data, and custom GPS, ending generations of speculation. But the racetrack isn't finished. The team never saw its that given regretful PHBR finish at all. Because that's how it goes. Solve one mystery, and a smaller, stranger one is usually hiding underneath. James Norris admitted part of him felt wistful. The moment they watched the stones move, one of Death Valley's great mysteries was gone. But watch thin ice push a stone across a desert pond, and tell me the truth isn't stranger than the legend. Ralph Lorenz had studied this desert lake bed as an analogue for lakes on Titan, Saturn's largest moon. Today, visitors still find fresh trails on the playa, until the next flood wipes the surface clean and the desert begins again. One frozen pond, more than 60 moving stones, generations of theories, and once again, the answer was written in ice. Sometimes nature's strangest secrets are not on distant worlds, but directly beneath our feet. And somewhere on the racetrack tonight, the recipe may be coming together again, with nobody there to see it. One file closes. The next is already glowing. Tomorrow, the machine still calling home from the edge of space. See you in 5.